Good evening. I'm Carolyn Casson, President and CEO of MWF. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our 14th annual WomanUp and Pitch Business Plan and Pitch Competition here in West Michigan. These competitions are held statewide throughout February and March. But back in September, over 200 women submitted a business concept paper with their application to be here tonight with us. With the help of volunteer reviewers, we narrowed it down to 50 finalists across the state, 10 of whom are here pitching tonight in West Michigan. Before we jump into the pitches, though, I want you to meet the judges who are going to be doing all the work tonight, along with the pitchers, and they're going to be doing all the scoring. So everything is really up to them. So here are your judges. First of all, Heather Levine. Welcome, Heather. Good to see you.
Thank you. Heather, thank you for having me tonight.
Good. I'm glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you are a business strategist at TechTown, but tell us anything else you'd like us to know.
Yeah, I've been a small business strategist at TechTown for the last 8 years. In addition, my husband and I own 5 restaurants in the city of Detroit, and I am also a commercial real estate attorney.
Wow. Perfect. You're perfect to be a judge here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you. The next judge is Hannah Schultz. And Hannah is a partner at Globe Design and Vision. Welcome, Hannah, and tell us a little bit more about yourself than I've already told them.
Thanks, Carolyn. So nice to be included. I had the privilege of being a mentor to one of the entrepreneurs that pitched last year, and I enjoyed my time here. I worked for an entrepreneurship support organization called People First Economy for about a decade before getting my optician's certification and moving into the family business. So I kind of have gotten to see things from a lot of different angles, and I love hearing from new business perspective and existing business owners and what they're doing. So thank you for having me.
All right, we're glad you're here tonight. And last but certainly not least, Emily Scarlett. Emily is a news anchor and reporter for the ABC Channel 13, and she has a program called On Your Side, which is all things West Michigan. We welcome you tonight. You see everything, so we know that you'll have a lot to offer.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to hear the business pitches and just to be part of this really amazing event. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, all of you judges, for being with us. This is no easy thing, is it? The judges have already been hard at work over the past month. They've reviewed each of the finalists' business plans, which account for about 60% of the score that they'll get. And in less than a minute, we're going to hear the pitches, which will account for 40% of the score. Each finalist will have exactly 3 minutes to pitch, and then the judges will have up to 5 minutes to ask some questions. Is everybody ready? Great. Let's get started.
Thank you so much for that wonderful intro, Carolyn, and we'll talk to you later. Well, judges, again, thank you so much for being here, and thank you everyone at home who's watching us here at the 2026 WomanUp and Pitch West Michigan region. It's going to be extremely exciting tonight, and if you're watching on YouTube, you should see the chat option. Go ahead and make some noise in there for our very first finalist, Nina Oliveira, owner of Raising Southwest Michigan. Hi, Nina. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for that introduction.
Absolutely. We're very happy to have you here and super excited to hear about your business. So I'll go ahead and bring up your details for it here. Now, Nina, you know how these rules work. You have about 3 minutes to go through your pitch. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. If you happen to go over that time, I'll politely interrupt just to let you know and ask you to wrap up in the next sentence or two. But without further ado, Nina, the floor is completely yours. So go ahead, take a very deep breath, and whenever you are ready, you can begin.
Thank you. I'll start by taking you into a very real moment from my life. It's mid-morning. My baby's screaming because she absolutely does not want to wear clothes today. My toddler's also screaming because I put her in the wrong shade of pink pants. I'm already overwhelmed. I haven't had coffee, and all I want for my sanity is to get out of the house. But then I realized it's Wednesday and the Play Cafe is closed. I have no idea where to go. I don't have time to dig through 5 different websites. I don't have the mental capacity to scroll endlessly through Facebook groups. Suddenly, something as simple as, let's go do something, feels impossible. That moment is just a small glimpse into the chaos of parenthood that barely touches upon much bigger problems. Parenting can be overwhelming and deeply lonely, especially when you're new to it. That's why I'm building Raising Southwest Michigan. Raising Southwest Michigan is a mobile app that gives parents one calm, trusted place to find local events, meetups, resources, and family-friendly businesses. Not a social network, not another noisy platform, but local community connection. I surveyed local parents. Over 70% struggle to keep track of community activities. Nearly half miss events because they don't know where to look. And over 80% said they're likely to use Raising Southwest Michigan. Here are screenshots of my app that's currently in development with a more polished final version on the way. There's directories, events, coupons, and community chat. Parents can use it for free with an optional $2.99 premium tier, unlocking extra features such as local coupons. Businesses can join for free or pay affordable monthly fees for visibility. $10 a month for a premium business profile and advertising ranging from $20 to $50 a month. This keeps access open while creating sustainable, reoccurring revenue. If awarded, the $10,000 would be used in 3 ways. First, I'll invest $4,000 in app development and automation, $3,000 to fund local outreach and onboarding, $3,000 will cover platform and software costs, as well as accounting and administrative setup. This investment is not just about an app. It's about reducing isolation. It's about supporting parents when life feels overwhelming. It's about strengthening local businesses and keeping communities connected. An investment in Raising Southwest Michigan doesn't just support me. It supports entire communities everywhere. And those communities are made up by parents who are trying their best every single day. Thank you.
Nina, thank you so much. You started us absolutely amazing. You had over 10 seconds left on your time, so you hit in great stride and used up all of it. And of course, I love this final picture that you have. It's a beautiful family.
Thank you.
So congratulations, great job. Now, judges, it's your time now. You guys will have 5 minutes. It's going to be similar. I will cut you off if we happen to be going over that time. So each of you please ask one question, and if we have more time, jump in for more. We can start with Heather, then go to Hannah, and then Emily, you can finish us off. Thank you.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, I too have been in that situation and remember being too overwhelmed to even dig into what was out there. The question that I have for you is, how will you set yourself apart? Because there are a lot of people out there trying to do similar things. So tell me what your marketing strategy would be to kind of rise above.
Yes. So one of my biggest competitors will be Facebook group and Facebook events. But how that fails or falls short is you type in events and you click, event for kids, for toddlers, and only events will come up with that if that's specifically in the name. So mine will have event filters by age. So you can, whatever age you're at, for tweens or teens. There's a local axe throwing place here, that would come up for the teen categories. It'll have a wider sweep that people can search for. And also one big pool is the local coupons. that you can only exclusively get on the app.
Great, thank you.
One of my question kind of dovetails nicely off of that one. And thanks for your presentation. I think coming from the perspective of a small business owner, we are approached all the time for sponsorships and advertising and things like that. So could you talk a little bit more about how you, like the discussions you have had with the small business community around, if this is going to be a primary revenue generator, the advertising, like you said, that these businesses can participate, the pricing is very approachable, like you mentioned, which is helpful. It's going to be a new app, so it takes time to build up users, and so the return on the investment for the small businesses might not be there right away, but over time as things grow. So I would be interested in hearing a little bit more about your strategy around approaching the business side of things so that you can drive that revenue. In your business plan, you talked about the revenue model, so I have that information, but just would be interested in a little bit more in-depth description of your strategy there.
Yes, no, thank you for asking about that. They don't give you a lot of space in the business plan to go into detail.
Of course.
So a business profile is going to have their information simple. They can add features such as how they're family friendly, high chairs, player area, room to roam, also what will make us stand apart. But if they want to really stand out among all the businesses, then naturally they have to do the premium tier to add their profile picture. And I'm very connected to a lot of local businesses in this area. I'm part of a lot of groups. I'm very active myself. So I've talked to many business owners in this area, and they're very, very excited for a way to reach parents. Just this morning, I ran into a owner of a Taekwondo center, and he said he does great programs and he just can't get word out. And so I think this is something that businesses are interested in. And I know from the businesses that I talk to. And naturally, I'm going to start out with free, platform and tiers to really create engagement and get people on. And then that's where they can upgrade and upscale for payment. And for the business paying model, I looked at our local chambers of commerce and what businesses have to, buy in to be a part of that and be active to base my pricing. So I know that's what businesses are paying, and that's what they want to pay. That's what they're able to pay to reach to local community.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Emily, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Hi, Nina. Great job. And congratulations just for being here. My question is about where exactly are you in the process of the app? Is it now available to the public already? And, what has been the feedback from families so far? What has been the interest that you've seen so far? Again, not really sure what stage you're in.
Yeah, so actually I'm in a very different stage than when I started when I submitted my business plan. I wasn't even in any app development there, but through a connection through my brother, I was able to get started on app development. And right now it's all just forward facing. The tabs that you've seen are the tabs that are there and interactive and fully clickable. But a lot of the behind the scenes network of building a profile, businesses connecting, that still is still needs a lot more work on it. And I need to set up automation for AI. What I'm going to do is have AI automatically pull events from websites and everywhere and post them on the calendar. So we already from the end businesses too. So we already from the get-go have stuff on our app that's ready to go for parents. And so all that still needs to be built and developed.
Perfect. All right, Nina, thank you so much for answering all those questions. And again, congratulations. You started us off great on the startup business category. You can go ahead and leave StreamYard now, and we'll see you back in the Zoom room with the other finalists. Thank you
So much. Thank you, judges.
Up next, we have Brooke Rosenbaum. She is the owner of Lake Michigan Beach Ice Cream and Eatery. Hi, Brooke. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you for being here. We're so excited to hear from your pitch.
Thank you for
we
the
have
opportunity.
your slides ready. And as you know, as we went over, you will have 3 minutes now to complete your pitch. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. So without further ado, the floor is completely yours. Whenever you are ready, go ahead, take a deep breath, and you can begin.
Have you ever been on vacation and found a restaurant or ice cream shop so great that you went back again and again and even looked forward to returning on next year's trip? If so, you'll understand what we created when we converted an older property into this memorable summer stop. Hi, I'm Brooke Rosenbaum, owner and operator of Lake Michigan Beach Ice Cream and Eatery, a casual restaurant and ice cream shop located in the up-and-coming vacation community of Lake Michigan Beach, which is on Michigan's beautiful southwest coast. L&B Ice Cream and Eatery focuses on serving foods that have been grown or produced locally. We choose organic and high-quality ingredients, which results in a superior final product. Area residents tell us they appreciate the addition to the neighborhood. They visit week after week because they love the authenticity of our flavors. Vacationers, often families with kids, come for a casual meal in the afternoon and stop back by for ice cream after a long day at the beach. Many of them returning day after day while they're in town. Last summer, a guest named Joseph enjoyed every meal of his 4-day vacation at our restaurant. In his review, he praised our excellent food, warm service, and urged others to try the ice cream flight because it is worth it. He's already excited to return this season, proof of the memorable experience we deliver. We are situated directly on M63, the busiest road which passes through the beach community. According to MDOT, around 2,500 vehicles pass in front of L&B Ice Cream and Eatery every day during the summer. The people who find us love us, but due to a lack of signage, we're missing a significant share of passing traffic. We have plans in place to capture a larger portion of the market, including new menu items and picnic packs aimed at beachgoers. However, the key to unlocking the full value of the summer traffic is visibility. A prominent sign on our building is essential. It will convert passerby into new customers and maximize the return on our growth strategies. Our financials to date look strong. When comparing our opening season of 2024 with 2025, our sales increased over 300%. Projections for future growth show a steady increase in revenue each year as the area continues to welcome more vacationers and residents. This revenue growth will be impacted by increasing our visibility on M63. The $10,000 will be used to upgrade our marketing by placing a sign prominently on the front of the building. As families pass down M63 on their way to or from the beach, they'll see the sign and stop, each one moving us closer to our revenue goals. With our outstanding food, friendly service, and great location on a busy road, we have a winning recipe. The new sign will drive customers in and ensure we achieve that success. Thank you.
Brooke, great job. Congratulations on finishing your pitch. You did absolutely amazing, and you had 15 seconds left, so great job. Very smooth. And I got to say, after the last week that we had weather-wise, hearing about a beach and ice cream shop, just can't wait for that to be in season, of course.
Same.
So now the judges will be able to take it from here. They'll have 5 minutes to ask you any questions about your business. We're going to start first this time with Hannah, then we can go to Emily, and then to Heather.
Thanks, Brooke, and yeah, thanks for your presentation. It's excellent. Congratulations for making it this far.
I can't hear you, Hannah.
Oh. Still having a hard time? Can I?
Looks
Can
like we're having a little bit of tech issues. So Hannah, I have an idea. You could actually type your questions, which is funny enough, in the private chat, which is on the right side. Brooke, are you able to see those questions or see the private chat on the right side?
I do see the chat, yes.
Perfect. All right. So Hannah, go ahead and type that. And in the meantime, Emily, do you want to ask your question?
I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Unfortunately, I don't hear Emily either.
Okay,
I
interesting.
don't have,
It's-
that's not my dog, by
I
the
hear
way.
you, Gabriel, but I don't hear anyone
Oh.
else.
That's funny.
Okay, well,
Heather,
then I'm hearing you and your dog just fine. Okay, so no, Brooke, you're not hearing me? Okay, I'll type my question in too.
okay, perfect. Yep, both of you guys can type it. Looks like we're just having a little bit of technical issues. Totally normal with any virtual pitch. Heather, let's test you.
Hi, Brooke. How are you? No.
No?
I
Okay,
don't
well,
hear anything. I can only hear you.
that's so funny. Well,
Yeah.
no problem. We'll easily be able to figure this out. Have you guys typed your question? Do you see like the private chat? Were you able to type that? I don't see one that popped up.
I also do not see any questions yet or anything in the chat.
But tell you what, we want to be able to keep this moving. I can hear the judges, so I can maybe translate the question that
Okay,
comes
great.
out here. Judges, you're able to hear Brooke just fine, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I can hear
Okay.
you, Gabriel, and I can
Yeah.
hear Emily and Heather too.
Yeah, I can hear you as well. So Hannah, how about you ask me basically the question and I'll repeat it to Brooke.
Sure. My question is about staffing. So in the business plan, Brooke talks about utilizing local, like young people for their like wait staff. That can be pretty challenging. I know a lot of our restaurant business owners struggle with retention of staff, especially seasonally. So maybe I just was hoping Brooke could elaborate a little bit on her strategy and how it's been successful in the past and moving forward with growth of attracting staff, retaining that staff, especially when service seems to be such a key component to their success.
Perfect. Okay, well, let me know if I miss any details of your question as I translate this. So Brooke, what Hannah wanted to know about was with your business being very seasonal, what is kind of your experience or strategy about trying to keep and retain a lot of the like young staff that you would use for your business? Does that kind of cover it, Hannah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep, that's it. So go ahead and answer.
Okay, yeah, great. Thank you for the question. So you're right. Most of our staff is teenagers. We hire every spring and we get a variety of different teens applying for jobs. Some of them are shyer, some of them are more outgoing, and we really make it a goal to find the perfect fit for everyone within the organization. The kids who, don't want to be out front, we teach them to make pizzas, teach them to make sandwiches, just basically have them in a position they're comfortable in the kitchen. The kids who love to be outgoing and friendly and talking to the kids can be serving ice cream. Some people really love the coffee side and they've enjoyed working the barista side of things. When the teens that are working for us feel valued and feel like they're an important part of our organization, they want to come back. We have a great record of retention. In 2024, we started out with 8 staff members and 6 of them returned in 2025. We were able to add 9 more. And going into this season, we already have verbal commitments from 10 of those staff members who were with us last year. So, and they'll tell their friends at school that they enjoy working here, and we'll be able to recruit more people that way as well.
Perfect. Well spoken, Brooke. Now I'll ask you Emily's question that she put in the chat, and just so we can keep on time and also get Heather a chance to ask a question, I'll ask you to just answer it in 1 to 2 sentences if you can. Emily wanted to know, she said, great job and congratulations. I can echo that, but her question is, how much is the signage? And what was there before, or why is there no signage near the street currently?
It's an older historic building. There was a sign on the front of the building before. It was removed after the previous business left. There's also a sign by the road. It's on the smaller side, and unfortunately, it was blocked even more by a utility pole that was placed over the summer. The estimates we have for our sign, we have several estimates. They range from $5,500 to $8,500. And any leftover funds would be used for additional signage. I went over some of that in my business plan as well.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Brooke. And Heather, if you'd like to tell me the question, I'll translate it very quickly. And then Brooke, you can answer in just a sentence or two because we're about at our time.
Sure. My question is related to strategy for attracting consistent local customers to kind of make up for the downtime when tourists aren't necessarily coming in regularly.
Excellent. Good question. So, Brooke, Heather wanted to know about your strategy for kind of retaining consistent customers and income when you guys are in your off season and you won't have tourists come around so much.
Yeah, so that's something we've been working on over the past year. In November of 2025, we did our first off-season rental. So we rented the facility for a wedding rehearsal dinner, and that went really well. So that's a strategy we plan to pursue pretty vigorously in 2026 and going forward. We'll be able to cater the events that we host in the off-season, and we estimate that that would generate around $30,000 in additional revenue the first year.
Excellent. Well answered, Brooke. Thank you very much. And thank you again for going through your pitch. Congratulations on completing it. We can have you now leave the StreamYard and rejoin us in the Zoom room with the other finalists. Congratulations. All right. And up next, we have Dr. Carrie Denny, who is the owner of Vibrant Wellness. Hi, Dr. Carrie. How are you?
Good. Hello, everybody.
Good, good. We're glad to have you. All right. And I can see your slide here. So, Dr. Carey, as you have probably heard me say a billion times, you have about 3 minutes to do your pitch. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. So without further ado now, the floor is completely yours. Go ahead and take a deep breath, and whenever you are ready, begin.
I'm Dr. Carey, owner of Vibrant Wellness, a holistic health clinic serving West Michigan and virtual clients nationwide. I specialize in personalized root cause natural care that helps people move beyond symptom management to true healing. I met my client Jane 2 years ago. She had a large 12-inch ulcer in her colon, causing stool changes, fatigue, and hair loss. Through naturopathic care, including targeted testing, nutrition, supplements, and lifestyle support, her ulcer was 50% healed in the first year and fully resolved by year 2. Once the root causes were addressed, her body was able to heal and her quality of life was restored. This is the power of naturopathic care. Vibrant Wellness was created to address chronic disease in America. 6 in 10 Americans have one chronic disease, while 4 in 10 have 2 or more. This accounts for 90% of the $4.5 trillion annual healthcare cost in the country. This epidemic disproportionately affects women and BIPOC communities. Our target client is a professional woman ages 27 to 55 who prioritizes long-term health, whether managing chronic conditions or investing in prevention. According to a Grandview research study, the United States complementary and alternative market was valued at approximately $53 billion last year and is projected to exceed $375 billion by 2033. The West Michigan population is approximately 1.3 million, with women making up just over 50%. This market demand translates into a clear, scalable revenue opportunity. With only 6 other naturopathic doctors on the west side of the state, and as the first and only Black one, Vibrant Wellness is uniquely positioned to acquire a large portion of this market. We have a steady client demand driven by trust, cultural competence, and results-focused care. Our revenue comes from cash-based clinical services, wellness programs, and educational workshops supported by word-of-mouth referrals, targeted social media campaigns, and community outreach. Vibrant Wellness opened in 2023. Last year, our revenue increased by 536% over our base year, and we're projecting a 114% increase this year. To achieve this, we need to invest in therapeutic equipment. This purchase will allow us to reach our projected revenue growth of $230,000 by the end of 2027. The $10,000 will fund the purchase of a cold laser machine. Cold laser therapy is quick, non-invasive, and well-suited for chronic pain and inflammation. Serving just 3 to 5 additional clients per month represents $30,000 to $50,000 in annual revenue. If I had this technology while treating Jane, it could have supported earlier relief by reducing inflammation and enhancing tissue healing. This improves outcomes while increasing care capacity and revenue. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Carey, great job. You hit exactly that 3-minute mark. So you were right on time. You used up all of your time perfectly to get all of your message across. So great job. And congratulations, of course, on finishing your pitch. So now we will open this up to the judges to ask their questions. We can start first with Heather, then go to Hannah, and then go to Emily. You will have 5 minutes here where you can ask the questions and answer, after which I'll politely interrupt if we happen to hit that time, and just let you know that we have to move on. I'll let you guys take it from here, and I will jump in if there's any issues.
Hi, that was a wonderful pitch. Great job. My question is really related to, how do your customers find you?
Thank you for the question. So my customers find me primarily 3 ways. Through word of mouth primarily. I also do social media targeted campaigns on a weekly basis. And then I also provide educational workshops to educate the community, but also as a way for people to, get to know me and see me outside, to help them kind of learn what I do, but then also, to receive the education that I provide.
I love that. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was I supposed to go next or Emily? I can't remember. Sorry.
I don't know either.
Gabe, help.
Whoever would like to go at this point. Hannah, you can go ahead and take it from here.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you, Carrie, for your presentation. My question is kind of similar to Heather's, but a little more specific to, I know when you, in the kind of space of medical services, oftentimes, somebody might go see their primary care physician, and that primary care physician might diagnose an issue or recognize some kind of pre-existing conditions and might recommend that patient go to a naturopathic doctor or to someone providing your services. Can you talk a little bit about if you have already started to develop relationships with more traditional practitioners, if that's the right term? I apologize if it's not. Or how you might then go ahead moving forward to develop those relationships so you can get more referrals into your space?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. So I actually do already have an existing partnership with a local medical doctor. She actually provides medical oversight for my practice, and she and I do the educational workshops together. So again, people are getting more of a holistic approach to whatever the topic is we're talking about. She'll speak from a conventional perspective, and then I obviously speak from my own. But I also am always networking. And so there are a list of other practitioners outside of conventional medical doctors, but also including them, that I refer my clients to, and they would refer to me. I also have some strategic partnerships with therapists, and again, chiropractors, just other practitioners in the city, but also across the state of Michigan too.
Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Carey. Congratulations. I think you did a great job explaining what it is you offer. I'm curious. I think you mentioned it was an ulcer of the colon, right, that you were treating. And so what are some other illnesses that people would go to you for, particularly with that cold laser therapy and just your services in general?
Absolutely. Thank you. So I specialize in gut health, hormonal health, chronic disease management kind of in general. So think things like diabetes or heart disease, hypertension. I also, as part of my hormonal balancing clients, I see a lot of fertility clients as well, because I am an acupuncturist too. So that kind of goes hand in hand. But I have a very strong passion for skin concerns. And so cold laser is amazing for helping to speed up the healing, let's say for something like acne. But in addition to that, like I said in the presentation, it is very anti-inflammatory, and most diseases have some part that is attributable to inflammation. And so that's where this cold laser really comes in. I hope I answered that. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, very good job. I'll repeat that, Dr. Carey. You did amazing, and we really appreciate all of the questions that you've been answered. At this point, we'd allow you to say congratulations, of course, and you can go ahead and head back into the Zoom finalist room, and we'll hear from you later.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Of course, thank you for being here. All right, and our next finalist here is Chantel, who's the owner of Mitten Home Infusion, Nurse on Demand. Chantel, hi, can you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you? Oh.
I can. We can hear you, but we do not have an active camera for you. Looks like.
Oh no.
Well, a little mixed up with the camera, but what I do see is your slide. So
Okay.
what we can allow is if you'd like to continue, we can have you go through the pitch and you'd be able to practice it. We don't necessarily need to have your camera on as long as we can, see your entire deck here.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why my camera's not on. It was on in the Zoom. So
well,
is that
no
okay
worries.
if I continue? And
yeah, let's absolutely continue because we want to hear about your business and we can hear you just fine, right, judges? Okay. Everyone can hear? Perfect.
Thank
you.
All
right, well, Chantel, no worries about it. We can see your deck and that's the visual aid here, so it's no problem. As you know, you're going to have 3 minutes here to complete your pitch. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. So at this point, the floor is completely yours. Go ahead, take a deep breath. As soon as you are ready to start, you can begin.
Do you know someone living with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, an autoimmune condition, or another diagnosis who relies on specialty infusions just to stay stable and live their life? Autoimmune disease is not rare. The National Institute of Health notes autoimmune diseases in the US impact up to 50 million Americans. Imagine it's the middle of a Michigan winter. They're exhausted, recovering from a flare, and the nearest hospital infusion center is over an hour away. That's when a highly trained registered nurse arrives at their home and delivers hospital-level infusion care right in their living room. Insurance providers value home infusion because it's significantly more cost-effective and it eliminates hospital overhead fees. Immunocompromised patients love it because they avoid exposure, transportation barriers disappear, and they receive true one-on-one concierge-level care with no waiting. Those are just a few of the reasons I built Mitten Home Infusion Nurse on Demand. We are seeking funding to implement a HIPAA-secure cloud-based platform developed by another Michigan-based startup and to build a nurse educational portal. This software will be used for scheduling, documentation, and competency, also tracking workflows, reducing administrative bottlenecks, improving nurse safety, and allowing our organization to securely and efficiently scale our nursing workforce and patient capacity across Michigan. We've experienced tremendous growth fueled by increasing demand for home-based specialty care. In partnership with local and national specialty pharmacies, we deliver immunoglobulins, biologics, and teach and train services directly in patients' homes, and now in our 5-chair mini brick-and-mortar infusion suite in Grand Rapids. I bring over 25 years of emergency and specialty home infusion experience to this work. In 2005, I was thrown into home infusion with no formal training or support. I saw the gaps in safety, consistency, and nurse-specific preparation, so I intentionally built this company to correct them. What started as my side hustle is now the side gig of more than 25 infusion-trained nurses across Michigan and growing, whom we mentor. Our model prioritizes emergency-trained nurses because they bring exceptional IV skills and rapid abilities and confidence. IV proficiency matters. Many traditional home health agencies struggle with IV access, leading to unnecessary sticks and patient discomfort. I can also speak to the safety of home infusion. I've never had to open my emergency kit. We collaborate with drug manufacturers for education, follow Infusion Nursing Society standards, and support our nurses until they are comfortable. Our mission and our Hands Holding the Heart logo was inspired by a decade-long healing journey. That's another story for when there's more time. We are committed to removing barriers to care across the state. Our nurses have their ducks in a row, trained, supported, and equipped to deliver safe, skilled care exactly where it's needed most, at home. In closing, we are seeking funding to implement our cloud-based platform and expand our education and training library. Thank you.
All right, Chantel, you did absolutely amazing. You had 10 seconds left, so you're able to use all of your time. And look at that, your camera just came on. We can see.
Wow, how did that happen? I have no idea.
It's just the miracle of finishing.
You know what? Oh, it's the wrong. Oh, because it switched over to my laptop.
Well, no problem. We got you now.
Sorry about that, guys.
To see you. Thank you so much. And you did amazing. Great job. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now we'll give it up to about 5 minutes for the judges to ask you any questions about your business or leave any comments.
Okay.
At this point, we'll start with Hannah, if you'd like to lead us with the questions. Then we can go to Heather and then finish with Emily.
Sure. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was excellent. I just have a question about, you talked a little bit about the your business model kind of helping alleviate the administrative bottleneck. I have a lot of family in healthcare, and so I'm constantly hearing about the nightmares of billing insurance and what that means for cash flow and all these things that can be really challenging for a small business. And the concierge model seems to be something that is kind of emerging from that as a solution. But I'm wondering, can you talk a little bit about how that? So my understanding is that patients will still be able to utilize their insurance. It's not going to be solely private payer necessarily, although I think I remember it from your business plan that there will be some private payer like wellness options within the offerings. But can you just sorry to get into weeds, but can you talk a little bit more about how you will avoid the administrative bottleneck with this model?
Well, for one, we don't actually bill insurance. All the insurance is billed on our behalf through specialty pharmacy. So insurance won't be, it's more, the software will really help us more with all the administrative stuff in many ways. All the ways I can go through them if you'd like.
No. I guess I was more concerned or just interested in more information about the insurance component, because I think people are used to what does my insurance cover? Correct. How can I use my benefits? So maybe just talk a little bit more.
Correct. On the specialty pharmacy side, we don't bill the insurance, they bill on our behalf. On the other side, which I call nurse on demand, is more of our supplemental wellness side. That's a little bit newer. That we do take at HSA and FSA card, but otherwise that's more of a cash and carry service.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. Great job on your pitch.
Thank you
seems
so much.
Like a very well-run machine that you have going here.
It is.
Without getting too deep into this, I'm curious about how many employees you pay versus how many are contract employees, just to get like an idea.
They're all 1099. All of them are 1099. All 25. Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's increasing. I mean, I think we'll be up into 50 nurses here in the next year too. I mean, we've rapid growth.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about the services. Congratulations. Fantastic job on your pitch. I'm curious though, with that, component of not taking insurance, is this an affordable service, and what do those costs look like? I mean, I can imagine how helpful this is to patients needing these services.
Yeah, the services, the medications themselves are extremely expensive, and insurance does usually cover them. There's a lot of drug programs also that the patients can sign up for, and sometimes we'll point them in those directions. But generally, the specialty pharmacies work with the patients to help get the drugs covered, and then the nursing portion covered. So, does that answer your question?
So kind of just depending on the patient and where they are financially, the specialty pharmacy works with them on those.
They work with them. Yeah. They work with them on the financial side of everything. In most insurances, if they have insurances, do cover the biologics and immunoglobulins.
Gotcha.
They are drugs. They're life-saving drugs. I mean, they're drugs that people need to live. And
you all don't run insurance, but the specialty pharmacies, they still accept it. Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
Thank you. Great work.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well, great job answering those questions, Chantel. Judges, we have about a minute left on the timer. If anyone has an additional question or comment that they wanted to make. All right. It does not look like it. Hannah, did you have something? I saw you come off mute.
Well, if we have time, I just, I think it's interesting that you mentioned all the employees being 1099. And so I'm assuming that these folks are employed in their, maybe like have a regular day job, but this is sort of an auxiliary position for them, or
yes,
in between things. And does that seem to be something that a lot of nurses are like kind of interested in continuing on with?
Very much so. Yes. So I run it as there's no commitment with me. And they all have day jobs. Many of my nurses actually work the weekend option emergency. And that's mainly where our nurses come from for the most part. And so we have a lot of them there, or they have regular jobs and they'll see patients on nights and weekends and around. And I call it the perfect side gig. And it's great. And we don't have a commitment, and they just work when they can, and they pick up patients as they want. And it's just a really great, it works out really well.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, Chantel, great job again. A fantastic pitch. And good job answering all the questions. You did amazing. So I'll let you go ahead and leave StreamYard, and you can rejoin all the other finalists in the Zoom, and we'll hear from you later.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you.
Take care.
Goodbye. All right. And last but not least, for our startup category, please, everybody in the chat and here, give a warm welcome to Alexia Price O'Neill, owner of Body Party. Hi, Alexia. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very well. And thank you for asking that. Well, we're very happy to have you here. We're very excited, of course. Now, we have your deck here, so I'll get right into the explanation that you have already heard 100 times. At this point, as you will have 3 minutes to begin pitching. The 3 minutes will start as soon as you begin speaking. If you happen to hit that time, I'll politely let you know and ask you to wrap up in the next sentence or two. But without further ado, the floor is now yours, so best of luck. Go ahead and take a deep breath, and whenever you're ready, you can begin.
All right. After earning my degree in psychology, I noticed a quiet crisis amongst women navigating emotional transitions, postpartum, grief, career shifts, relocation, and the in-between seasons of life that don't always come with a support system. They didn't always need therapy, but they needed support that felt human and accessible. Hi, my name is Alexia, and that insight led me to create Body Party. Over the past decade, the wellness industry has grown into a multi-billion-dollar market. And mental health care has become increasingly specialized, yet very little is designed for women navigating life's hardest transitions. Most support is either clinical, product-driven, performance-focused, leaving the psychological adjustment to change largely underaddressed. Body Party fills that gap as an emotionally intelligent wellness brand that combines curated products, guided coaching, and community into one cohesive experience. Here's how it works. Every customer begins with a personalized intake survey that identifies her life transition, goals, and preferences. From there, we curate her wellness box specifically for her needs, and we use a built-in budget and margin calculator to ensure the box stays within her selected price range while maintaining our target profit margin. This allows us to personalize at scale without increasing operational complexity. We generate revenue in 3 ways. First, tiered wellness boxes priced from $50 to $150. Second, retail products priced from $7 to $40. Third, paid coaching groups and workshops. Every box includes a complimentary guided support session, which deepens trust, increases retention, and turns one-time buyers into long-time clients. No one else is combining psychological insights, physical comfort, and community into a repeatable, scalable, reputable retail model. Body Party has already proven that women not only want this support, they pay for it and come back. After completing the Muskegon Elevate West Accelerator, we launched seasonal retail in 2024. In 6 months, we generated $28,000 in revenue, achieved 60 to 70% repeat customers, and converted 70% of paying recipients converted 70% of gift recipients, into paying clients. Our primary customers are women aged 24 to 45 experiencing major life transitions, with a strong secondary market of gift buyers. We acquire customers through MR visibility, digital marketing, and strategic partnerships. Channels project to drive 30 to 40% of customers by month 6 while keeping acquisition costs low. We project $95,000 in year 1 revenue with a 27% net margin driven by kiosk model with low fixed overhead. I am seeking $10,000 to fund inventory, technology, marketing, and working capital, stabilizing our mall presence, and positioning Body Party for a brick and mortar expansion in year 2. Body Party brings psychology out of the office and into everyday life. With your support, we will scale a profitable, community-driven platform that supports women through the transitions that define their lives. Thank you.
All right, Alexia, great job and congratulations. You finished off our startup category with a bang. You were right at the 3-minute mark, so you did absolutely amazing in that regards. Well done.
Thank you.
So now we will leave it open to our judges here to ask some great questions for you. You'll have about 5 minutes to ask the questions and answer. We can start this time with Emily, then go to Heather, and then finish with Hannah.
Hi, Alexia.
Hi, Emily.
Great job and congratulations.
Thank you.
So am I understanding it correctly that the main portion of the business is essentially this subscription-based, box that your customers would then get?
Yeah, so they're curated boxes for major life transitions. Right now they are not subscription based; they are one-time purchases.
Okay,
And the
gotcha.
future goal is to work towards subscription-based boxes, and then we
Okay,
also have
perfect.
singular products.
And can you tell me a little bit more about the products that you would get inside the box?
Of course. So we have anything from candles to natural scented shea butters, which is actually my best seller. People love my shea butter. I have different books and journals, so 100-day self-guided journals. If you're a new mom, I have affirmation cards for mom that remind you to prioritize yourself, because a lot of people make it about the baby, but it's also about mom. So it just depends on the transition. We also have bath salts, things to help you sleep, which can be good for if you're going through grief, breakup, postpartum, all of those things you need help sleeping most of the time. So lots of different products. All of them will definitely include a book or journal of some sort, something that smells good, incense, candles, wax melts, and affirmation cards is a big one because it helps you to keep these practices ongoing on the move. You can carry affirmation cards in your purse. They're all themed. So sometimes they'll have lingerie for Valentine's Day. It just depends on what you're working towards. That's what the survey is for.
They sound like a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Alexia. Great job. You really brought this to life. Like, I remember reading your business plan, but I feel like I understand a lot more now that I'm hearing it straight from you. My question is about how the box and the life coaching or therapy light, whatever you want to call it, how do those fit together?
So each box comes with one complimentary life coach session. And the goal is that as women, sometimes, a lot of the times we have fads, Instagram posts that's like, do this thing for 7 days and you'll feel better. But we don't want it to be 7 days. We want it to be a lifetime of ongoing practices. So you get these products in a box and they'll make you feel good. You want to keep getting them. But the life coaching component is to help you to keep practicing that self-care, practicing that self-love, build healthy habits. So it just makes it, instead of you just feeling good for a week, you can feel good forever.
I love that. Thank you.
Hi, Alexia. Thank you again for your presentation. My question is a little bit different because these other questions have been really helpful to understanding things even better. But in some of the images and things in your presentation and as part of your business plan, it looks like you gather groups of women together to do kind of specialty events. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of the business? Is that something that's kind of random and you intersperse it, or is that something that's regular as part of the program that folks might be able to get together and be part of a community?
So I've only held about 2 so far, and those were research-based groups just to see how they went. My goal is definitely to make them ongoing, reoccurring, at least once a month or every 2 weeks. And I want it to be my contribution to the community. So the ones that I did were donation-based. So if you want to give, if you don't have to give, that's fine. The goal, so the first one that I did was a woman's journey to healing. And at that, we had stations set up. One was a body positivity station where you would take lipstick and circle parts of yourself that you weren't so comfortable with, or places that you wanted to love on. And it's also a good business marketing strategy because in each station, I had one of my products. So I had a body positivity card deck at that station that they could pull out and read. Then there was like a letting go station with dissolving paper that you can put in a bowl of water and let go. I also had just a lot of my products. So that one, I had my self-care affirmation decks. There was something to go with each station. So there'll be different things to meet different people in different walks of life that's going through different transitions. But I definitely want it to be a big part because that's what sets Body Party apart. We're not just the products, we're not just the service, we're a combination of both.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, great job answering those questions. And again, Alexa, congratulations on finishing your pitch. You did an absolutely amazing job, both with the presentation and with responding to the judges here. So you can go ahead and leave StreamYard, and we will hear from you later. Thank you. All right, well, judges, we've had an amazing first five. That was the last of our startup category. So if I were you, I'd be a little nervous about having to kind of compare them all together. Of course, I don't envy you. But now we'll be taking a very short break. You guys can finalize your startup scores, and I sent you a quick email that has someone who you can send them to once they're finalized. Thank you very much. And everyone here in the chat watching from home, go ahead and make some noise in the chat. We've had a wonderful startup category here. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back with our established category. So don't go anywhere. Hi, welcome back everyone to the 2026 Woman Up and Pitch West Michigan Pitch. And welcome again if you are just joining us. We just wrapped up the last of our startup category, which was an amazing beginning. And now we'll be moving on to the 5 established businesses. My name is Gabriel Silver, and I'm very happy to present this. The categories for the businesses, each one will be winning either the first prize, which is $10,000, the second prize, which is $5,000, or third place, which is $2,500, with $500 going to all of the non-placing finalists. And for everyone watching in the chat who's, I'm sure, very excited about this, the Audience Choice Award vote will be a QR code that I'll put on screen after we've finished the last of our established categories. We can go ahead and bring back our amazing judges who have been doing a wonderful job through the night. Thank you, guys. And we'll also bring our very first established category finalist, Tatiana Stankovic, owner of Natural You Aesthetics Medical Spa. Hi, Tatiana, you can come off mute. How are you feeling tonight?
I am feeling great. Thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely, thank you for being here. So we'll have your slides pulled up here. Now, Tatiana, you know how this works. You have 3 minutes to complete your pitch. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. If you happen to go over the time, I'll politely interrupt to let you know to wrap it up in the next sentence or two. But without further ado, the floor is completely yours. So go ahead, take a deep breath, and whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Have you ever asked yourself, why am I feeling fatigued? Maybe memory loss, hot flashes, weight gain, or low libido? What if I told you that these are warning signs that your body is telling you that you really shouldn't ignore? My name is Tatiana Stankovic. I own and operate Natural You Aesthetics Medical Spa in St. Joseph, Michigan. And I'm here to tell you that this does not have to be everyone's reality. This is a picture here taken from the Journal of Nutrition in 2025. So I wanted to show you this image as a skewed representation in reality of what we feel premenopausal women should look like. And I will tell you without a doubt, my clients do not look anything like this woman and depicted here. And certainly not the woman holding the cane. I don't want this to be any woman's reality. Hormone health is not only symptom reduction, but it's preventative medicine. When I think of hormone health, it actually restores and increases our energy, our focus and memory. We have better sleep, which in turn helps our immune function and weight management. It prevents muscle, bone, joint health issues, improves our sexual function, which in turn helps relationships, and can prevent osteoporosis and heart disease. The grant money will be used in 2 ways: to build out a lab and strategically placing 2 billboards on very high traffic corridors, yielding around 64,000 in weekly impressions. The lab build out will help improve patient privacy, efficiency, and access. And many patients currently do travel to larger cities and even rely on online hormone testing and services. This will keep the investments local and strengthen the availability of preventative services within our community. I want to leave you with a testimonial from actually one of my clients. She came to us last year and has been on hormone therapy for about a year now. She said she came to Naturally You to a class about bioidentical hormones and was very interested because she was having menopausal symptoms such as brain fog, fatigue. And I have seen so much improvement how I feel mentally and physically. She says, I think they are amazing. I think so many women are missing out on being able to feel good just because they don't know about them. I want to thank you for your time. I truly believe that this grant would have a lasting impact, not only supporting Naturally You, but by strengthening healthcare access, local economic growth, and keeping services within our community. Let's change our local health landscape together. Thank you.
All right, Tatiana, great job and wonderful job starting us off. Let's make some noise in the chat for her, of course. You did a great job for our first established category. You had about 6 seconds left, so you perfectly used up almost all the time that you were allowed. Great job.
I'm sorry, my slides weren't, there was some animation in them. And so that's why those pop-ups were there prior
No
to.
problem. Yeah, no problem at all. I think you communicated the information perfectly for him. Now, at this point, we'll give about 5 minutes for the judges to ask you any questions that they may have or any comments. We can start first with Heather, then go to Emily, and then go to Hannah.
Hi, Tatiana. Great job on your pitch. Very timely business model, I would say. With all of I feel like it's finally becoming an issue that people actually talk about and seek treatment for. So along those lines, is what you are doing, is it traditional hormone replacement therapy, or is it natural remedies, or is it a combination of those things?
So right now it's both compounded bioidentical hormone replacement therapy as well as supplementation in the office. So high quality vitamins. I also do IV infusions as well as vitamin boosters. Those I've actually have been offering for over 2 years now, brought in bioidenticals last year. So it's unfortunately, like I feel in our area, because of all the hype around hormone therapy in just the past, I would say, year, being a certified hormone provider really has led me to discuss more of the preventative aspects that I feel traditional and modern medicine has neglected for years. So a lot of my clients will come and they'll tell me like, oh yeah, I have a patch. And they feel very excited that it's very, more forward that we're having treatments. But the reality is that not everyone should be on a patch, especially if you're perimenopausal. So there's a lot of education out there that still needs to be done. And I'm at a position where I service a lot of females in our area who are not just knowing what social media is discussing and talking about, but I have an opportunity to tell them the right way and the good way and the preventative means that hormones actually provide for us.
Thank you. I really appreciate that you understand that it's definitely not a one size fits all. So
it is not. Yeah.
Hi, Tatiana. Congratulations and great job on your pitch. I love your enthusiasm about this. I have a 2-part question. The first one, super quick. Do you serve both women and men?
I do.
Okay, excellent. And the second part of my question, and this is maybe a little unfair because I'm wondering, why do you think this area of health has been neglected and therefore this sort of unknown to many people? I say it's unfair because here you are, someone trying to address that, but I'm wondering if you could answer that maybe.
Yeah, so there's just been a resurgence of it with the FDA obviously clearing some, taking some black box warning off of an estrogen-based cream that just happened like 3 months ago or so now. So social media has really, as we know, been driving a lot of these things lately, and then obviously news related as well. So I just think more women are advocating for it. And the reason why it is newer is because the WHI released a paper back in the 90s that really told women that doing any hormone replacement therapy was dangerous. And so it was taken literally off of women's hands, my mother included, just didn't refill her prescription anymore, right? So several years later now, and I can speak to my mom, 2 hip fractures later, right? So I just don't want this to be everyone's conversation as we get older, and it really can be prevented.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the thorough answers, Tatiana. My question is a little bit more specific to the way that you are funneling patients in. Do you have a built out or a strategy for building out referral sort of program, maybe with other practitioners, whether they are more like in general medicine or OB, or kind of that whole, where there might be, where those of us kind of who are like, well, I'm just going to go get my annual checkup. Okay, I'm in my late 30s. I'm starting to feel, I'm starting to hear my friends talk about this. And I might ask my GP or my primary care what I should be researching or doing. Have you started thinking about how to connect into those practitioners so that they might funnel patients to you?
That's a great question. Right now, it's very much word of mouth. And I would really love to get to that point where I do reach out to some providers, because I know myself, when I reached out 2 years ago, I was told, I'm sorry, I don't know enough about this. I need to refer you to a different city, right? So, so definitely don't want people to feel like there's nothing around that's available to them, because for me, I need in person. Like, I feel like that's the best way I can receive care. So having people going online and or traveling distances and not having a connection with a provider is a big deal. I have not yet reached out to local providers because I'm in a transition myself right now. I am moving locations. So I kind of want to like build out the lab, settle into the new space, and have those billboards kind of drive people to that area, and then, work out into the network. But yeah, that's definitely something other than like websites and social media and things like that. That would be the next really great goal.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Tatiana. You did absolutely amazing. And thank you for answering all these questions and for starting off our established category so well. So we can go ahead and let you go from StreamYard now, and you can go back to the Zoom room where we will hear from you later. Thank you. All right. Our next contestant is Laura Rampersad, owner of On It Solutions. Hi, Laura.
Good evening.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. Yeah, ready
Perfect. That's as good as we can hear it. Thank you so much for being here. So, Laura, you know how this works. You're going to have 3 minutes to complete your pitch. If you happen to hit that time, I will politely let you know and ask you to wrap up at the next sentence or two. But without further ado, the floor is completely yours. So go ahead, take a deep breath, and whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Right. Thank you, Gabe. Follow me for a moment. You're in your car, you're on your way home from work. It's dark and you're struggling just to see the roadway. You start to make a turn, and suddenly out of nowhere, you see a person. You slam on the brakes and you stop just in time. Tragedy avoided. I'm Laura Rampersad, a transportation engineer, and my own similar experience compelled me to find a solution. Too frequently, the cars do not stop in time. Since 2010, the risk of pedestrians being struck and seriously injured in the crosswalk has increased 84%. Those crossings are moms sneaking in a morning run or an evening run, commuters, trips to the grocery store, and kids on their way to school. This is 7,300 deaths each year, one every 72 minutes. Each loss is traumatic to a community. 7 of the 10 of these crashes have one thing in common: time of day. They happen in the early morning or the evening hours. I created PedCan, a patented lighting solution to help drivers see pedestrians sooner and more clearly. PedCan adds light where pedestrians wait to cross. It's the solution that municipalities are looking for, as the $600 price is 1/5 the cost of a streetlight. My device is universal and installs easily on existing poles or wires. It's energy efficient, it does not impede the walkway, and it does not require heavy construction to install. PedCan is the right solution at the right time. Capital investment in mobility is at historic levels. Public demand for safer streets for all users continues to grow. Did you know that in Michigan, we have over 10,000 signalized intersections? This is a fantastic beachhead market for me, as I already have established professional connections in Michigan, and Michigan's priorities on safety and mobility are high, as well as they are an early adapter of technology nationwide. During my product development, I completed a demonstration in Peoria that had favorable results, And I am in conversations with the City of Grand Rapids to install my device on several of their intersections. Outside the region, I have connected with municipal planners in Denver and outside of Boston who are very excited for what this product can do for their community. Securing this $10,000 prize will propel my business from product development to installations nationwide. I plan to use the funds to complete UL testing. Completing the UL testing will clear the way for manufacturing and pave the way for my first sale. With your support, we can deploy an effective solution that improves drivers' nighttime experience at intersections and, most importantly, saves.
Sorry to interrupt, Laura. You just hit your time, so please wrap up in the next sentence.
Oh, that was it.
Perfect. All right. Well, congratulations.
Hey.
Great job. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's certainly one that I recognize as someone who lives in Detroit, the Motor City. Definitely can always use more pedestrian safety, of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next now, you will have 5 minutes where the judges will be asking any questions or making any comments that they have. This time we can start with Emily, go to Hannah, and then Heather, you can take it from there. Thank you.
Hi, Laura. Great job this evening and congratulations on being here. I'd love for you to tell me more about how you came up with this idea. I know you briefly said that it was from a personal experience, and if you've seen this being successful anywhere else in the country or something similar to it.
Yeah. So I'm a transportation engineer, and I've spent my whole career like just looking at safety, looking at numbers, and thinking how can we make the roadways safer. I was also picking up on trends that how intersections are installed and how they're constructed these days, and just the trends of people being on foot more. So that just kind of all those things coming together. I started delving into the data, found that there are some really trends that are not good for pedestrians, and just got compelled to do something and act. It's been a great journey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura, and for your presentation. My question's a little bit more about funding. So reading your business plan, you talked quite a bit about the partnerships, and you alluded to that, the partnerships with municipalities, about sort of talking about the importance of pedestrian safety and how your product can intervene and hopefully prevent catastrophe. As we all know, like city budgets, community budgets are fraught, and constantly money is being moved around and reallocated or misallocated. And, can you speak to if you've had the experience when you're it's clear that you've already been proactively developing these relationships with folks who would ultimately be the customer, right? When you go ahead with the type, but can you speak a little bit to how you help build a case to allocate funding, when there's already kind of a tight battle between various city departments? As a transportation engineer, I imagine that you've had to make your case.
I'd probably say like 2 points to that. The first point being that my price point is $600. Very easy to purchase, very easy to install. They can use it with their own crews, with their own devices, on their own equipment. The second one is because the stats keep trending up and the public demands that there is dedicated federal funding in the last 5 years of the transportation budget that has to be spent on safety improvements for any new installation. So my product, you could fully equip an intersection for 5% of a project cost, and the funding is there dedicated that they could pull down from either the state or the federal level.
Awesome. Super quick talk points that you've already got them nailed down. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Laura. You did a great job on your pitch. This will be a very impactful product, and I appreciate that. I live in a walkable area with lots of bars and restaurants, and we unfortunately do have pedestrians hit regularly. So this really spoke to me. So I know that you've already raised and invested a lot of money so far. So are you saying that with this $10,000, you'll be cleared to market? There's no additional investment needed?
There is some additional investment that I will need, but getting this UL testing will just set me up to that next level. I have some minor expenses for creating the dyes and whatever to create the castings and produce my product, but we've vetted them out really well, and it's very much attainable. So yeah, this will make a significant impact.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Laura, so much for
right.
answering all of these questions. You did absolutely amazing again, and congratulations on finishing your pitch.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
You can go ahead and leave StreamYard. You can go back to the Zoom with the other finalists, and we will hear from you in a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next finalist in the established category is Rochelle McKissick Harris, owner of Education Beyond the Classroom. Hi, Rochelle. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you very much for asking. Do appreciate it. And we have here your slides. So, Rochelle, we can get right into it. You know that you have 3 minutes to complete your pitch. If you happen to hit that 3-minute time, I'll politely let you know and ask you to wrap up in the next sentence or two. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. So without further ado, the floor is yours. Go ahead and take a deep breath, and whenever you are ready, you can begin.
Good evening. I'm Rachel McKissick Harris, founder of Education Beyond the Classroom. I want to start with a picture of Michigan's early childhood ecosystem as it exists right now. A parent is trying to get to work on time, hoping childcare doesn't fall through again. A new teacher apprentice is standing in a classroom, passionate but overwhelmed, wondering if she made the right career choice. And a center-based program director is juggling staff shortages, burnout, and compliance, just trying to keep the doors open. And then there's the home-based childcare provider, caring for infants and toddlers, stabilizing access for families, but often outside the circle of structured support, mentorship, and workforce investment. These aren't separate problems. Michigan does have a childcare access problem, yes, but these are symptoms of the same issue, an early childhood workforce instability problem. Educators aren't leaving the field because they lack heart or lack skills. They're leaving because they are isolated, unsupported, and expected to survive without systems built to sustain them. Education Beyond the Classroom exists to change all of that. We strengthen and retain early childhood educators through applied learning and structured mentorship embedded in real practice, serving both center-based programs and home-based providers where the workforce is often most isolated and underserved. Through our basics and mentor teacher programs, educators receive guided practice and structured mentorship and early leadership development alongside early childhood education apprenticeship pathways. It creates a stronger, more supported start to their careers beyond one-time training. Our programs have already been proven to work in center-based settings, improving confidence, reducing burnout, and strengthening retention. Now we are intentionally extending that proven model to home-based providers and hoping to increase apprenticeship pathways into this sector where support is needed most now. Our business model is disciplined by design. We generate earned revenue through workforce contracts and training, proving the model works before scaling it. We are requesting $10,000 in WomanUp funding to trademark and formalize our curriculum, converting the proven work into protected, scalable assets that strengthen long-term capacity. Education Beyond the Classroom isn't building a single program. This isn't short-term programming support. No, we are building a workforce system. We are building one that stabilizes educators, it protects families' access to care, and it strengthens Michigan's early childhood workforce beyond the classroom.
Great job. Great job. I really enjoyed your energy for sure. You did absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point, now the judges will be able to take over and have 5 minutes to ask you any questions or comments that they may have. I'll go ahead and let them get to it. We can start this time with Hannah, then go to Emily, and then go to Heather.
Thank you, Rachel. Your your energy is just so contagious, and it's obvious that you're very passionate about this work, and it's so important. So important. Yeah, and you talked a lot about that in the business plan as well as your presentation. I have a question regarding you talked about your earned revenue model, and it sounds like the curriculum and the training partnerships that you are going to be seeking to deliver sort of this education may rely on like governmental entities, nonprofits who want to invest in helping to educate their teachers, their practitioners, et cetera. Can you talk a little bit about how you plan to approach those entities? So I'm thinking about some of the like nonprofits that help to convene childcare providers, or the school systems that might be able to invest in your program to help educate their teachers and keep them away from burnout, keep them longer. How are you approaching those conversations to encourage those entities, those institutions to invest in your program? What sort of strategy do you have to build up that client base?
Absolutely. So we are currently in the process of publishing our first impact report of the proven work from our first original pilot that we were able to accomplish. And that work was done in partnership with apprentices that we've done for the last 3 years. And so we have the proven work to show that the models do work. And so being able to take that in hand and show that the system works, we had over 30 mentors that stayed within the program. We had apprentices complete programming, and the leadership models work. And so taking that in hand, showing the systems, basics programs, taking new educators, people transitioning into the field from other careers and switching into early childhood and having supports coming in, it's working.
Thank you.
Hi, Rochelle. Fantastic work, and congratulations on being here. I apologize for my camera going on and off. I didn't take into account the sun going down and the darkness. I just wanted a little more light. Apologies.
No, you're fine.
Again, fantastic work. I'm curious if you could maybe explain how you feel what you offer differentiates from the many other businesses that offer curriculum to people who maybe want to offer these same types of services.
Yes, I've seen too many educators enter this field with passion and very capable, only to burn out because the systems were never like really designed to support them. And I decided I was in that space. And so I've built something based off of what I've seen and what I've experienced to be able to support that in a better way. And so this isn't a one-time training. It isn't a one-time offering. This is something that is built to sustain them for a substantial amount of time. So it's meeting teachers where they are from the beginning, the middle, or toward the burnout phase. And it's saying, hey, let's catch you where you are. Let's build you up and sustain you so that you can stay in the field and we can continue to support the ecosystem that's supporting our workforce.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, wonderful job, Rochelle. This is a very unique business model that is so necessary right now. And I was thinking that you're making this feel like a career instead of a job, especially for those people that aren't necessarily certified teachers. They're working within childcare and they have the heart for it, but they want a career. They don't want to be burned out, turning and burning people. My question really relates to the mentors. How will the mentors be paid? Like,
yes.
who's paying them?
So in our previous programming, we were able to have a grant through the state of Michigan that was able to provide stipends to the mentor teachers. And so that was kind of the incentive to have them join the program. My desire is to be able to continue to find funding if there aren't SAE grants that the state of Michigan is offering, to find other funding, to seek out philanthropy who will be willing to invest in education in this kind of way, to support the field of education in this way. So my desire is to continue to seek funding, to find funders, grants, different other opportunities to uphold it, or to get organizations to buy into their mentors, their teachers, their educators in this way, the school districts, to set aside funding in this kind of way to support this structure.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, Rochelle, great job answering all of those questions. And again, great job and congratulations on completing your pitch. You did an absolutely amazing job. So at this point now, we can let you leave StreamYard, go back to join the other finalists in the Zoom room, and we will hear from you later.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you again. All right, at this point, please help me give a warm welcome to Tanya Moyer, owner of Black Queen Bee. Hi, Tanya. How are you? You can come off mute and just tell us how you're feeling.
Nervous. How are you?
We're doing absolutely great. Thank you for answering. And, thank you for being honest, too. I had something that I was repeating all the time last week when we did our Southeast Michigan finalist run. Nerves are totally normal. It's all part of this competition, and you should just embrace it because you've been preparing for it. You're going to do amazing.
Thank you.
So we have your slides ready, and I can just repeat the rules that you're familiar with. You're going to have 3 minutes to complete your pitch. If you happen to hit that 3-minute time, I'll politely interrupt to let you know and ask you to wrap up in the next sentence. The timer will start as soon as you begin speaking. So without further ado, Tanya, the floor is yours. Go ahead, take a deep breath, and whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya Moyer, and I am the founder of Black Queen Bee, Michigan's only Black female-owned honey and pollinator education business. What started with just 2 hives in my backyard has grown into 18 thriving colonies and a whole lot more purpose. So what hasn't changed is the heart of the work, helping people reconnect with nature in a way that's hands-on, it's joyful, and honestly, it's kind of magical. Today, I'm asking for $10,000 to expand our Black Queen Bee immersive tour experience. It's a place where learning about pollinators isn't just educational, it's something that actually sticks. When our guests come to Black Queen Bee, they don't just watch from the sidelines. They step right into our 3-acre pollinator-friendly property, they suit up, and they walk right out to the bees. They see how bees communicate, how they work together, and how every single bee has a job. It's a real-life lesson in teamwork, resilience, and community straight from the hive. And yes, it's sweet in more ways than just one. Guest gets to taste our infused honey, our lavender, garlic, lemon, cinnamon, and a hot honey. They learn how planting native plants feeds our pollinators, reduces pesticide use, and turns everyday land into a living classroom. We keep it practical, things people can actually do at home, at school, or in their neighborhood. No fluff, just the real steps that make a real difference. The impact is powerful. Kids who show up nervous, they leave buzzing with excitement. Teachers leave with lessons that they can actually use, and families leave ready to plant, protect, and pay attention. Once people meet the bees up close, something shifts. You can almost see that light bulb flicker on, or maybe the antenna. And as we grow, we're also building the community calendar that builds wellness and environmental partners onto our land. The goal is to grow beyond beekeeping and create a space that supports the whole person and the whole ecosystem. Think of it as cross-pollination, but for people. One fact always sticks with our visitors. 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we eat depends on pollinators like honeybees. And yet our pollinator populations keep declining because of habitat loss and pesticide use. When people see that connection up close, they understand that their everyday choices matter more than they thought. So to keep this accessible and growing, I'm asking for $10,000. This funding will help us to purchase 35 additional bee suits so more visitors can safely participate, add ADA accessibility seating and pathways so guests using wheelchairs or walkers can fully join the experience, and then expand native plantings to strengthen pollinator habitats and deepen the learning experience. Accessibility and inclusion aren't extras for us. They're a part of the blueprint. Today, together, we can keep growing a place where people just don't visit. They leave more connected, more informed, and more invested in protecting the world around them. I thank you for listening. And as always, have a nice day.
Tanya, that was absolutely amazing. You just hit exactly that 3-minute mark. So great job. You did wonderful there. And I did appreciate all of your little bee puns throughout that. So everybody in the chat, go ahead and make some buzz in there for Tanya, of course. Now you'll have about 5 minutes here where the judges can take it away and ask any questions that they may have. We can reverse the order this time and start with Heather, go to Emily, and then end with Hannah.
Hi, Tanya. Wonderful job. Your pitch made me want to visit you. So I will be there soon to see you in person. I'm curious about the breakdown of your guests. Is it mostly school groups? Is it private individuals? And based on that, how will you grow based on your customer base? Like, who do you need to grow, basically?
So we do get a mixed variety of guests that come to tour, a variety of different ages. We've had individuals who are 5 years old all the way up to over 70 years old who come to do our tours. There's makeup of a lot of summer school classes, Boy Scout or Girl Scout tours, and then we have a lot of individuals who want to have a private tour as well. Last year we had a son who surprised his mother with a tour because she loves bees. Growth for us is capacity-based, not volume-based. And so we try to scale by adding additional equipment to improve accessibility and leveraging the partnerships that we have in the community. This experience remains intimate. It's guided by the founders. So that's why this one-time investment, like buying bee suits or ADA infrastructure, it matters. It lets us to keep serving more people without compromising any safety or quality.
Thank you. Great response.
Thank you.
Hey, Tanya, great job and beautiful pictures in your pitch as well. Also, congratulations for being here. I actually had the exact same question as Heather. So my question is still pretty similar, in addition to which groups are driving the most revenue for you. I'm wondering, is it tours or even your products that are helping the business most? And then, sorry, a 2-point question. With the location that you're in, I'm thinking about the weather that we're having right now. How does, conditions like this or winters get in the way of what it is you're doing?
That's a fair question. So I'll start with the off season or the winter that we're in right now. Our tours are seasonal. Honey sales continue year round. And in winter is where we focus on our planning, any partnerships, workshops, and even try to schedule schools for the touring season. So seasonality is built into our current model. So we don't see it as a weakness. It just allows us to manage our energy and our inventory and strategically look at our demand. Our model, we have a diversified earning revenue model where income comes from those immersive tours and our group experiences. And so we still have our direct honey sales. We're working on our infused honey products coming soon, and our educational workshops. So those tours provide us that higher margin experience, and the honey sales give us the steady baseline revenue. So together they help us to stabilize our cash flow so that we aren't relying on just one single stream of income.
Great answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. My question has also to do with a little bit of the growth and revenue trajectory that you talked a little bit about. when you anticipate bringing in, hopefully more of these tour groups, what will your staffing needs look like then as you do more tours, still needing to, of course, take care of the queens themselves, the bees, and harvest the honey in order to have the harvest to sell throughout the season. So how's that going to impact your staffing, and what are you kind of thinking around that?
So we are a family-run business, so we have extended family members that we get a chance to pull upon. In addition to that, every year we acquire more volunteers, individuals who are very passionate about our pollinators. They come back to assist us during our tours. In addition to that, we are creating a community calendar for individuals so that they can use our property. We have 3 acres. And so we have individuals who want to do forest bathing, individuals who want to do clinics for planting native vegetation, and then just education in general. So we also have a partnership with individuals who are interested in doing beekeeping. They come and they shadow with us in exchange for coming back and helping us. So every year we teach at least 2 new budding beekeepers in training, and then they come back and assist us in exchange with our tours or harvesting. So we try to keep our village growing in our business.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much, Tanya. We are just perfectly out of time. So great job, judges, as well. Good questions. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. And again, congratulations. We can go ahead and let you leave StreamYard and go back to the Zoom room with the other finalists. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye.
All right, judges. Last but certainly not least, to finish off our West Michigan pitches with a bang, we have Christina Van Dam, owner of Zeal Aerial Fitness. Hi, Christina. Thank you so much for being here. How do you feel?
Hello. Good. Nervous, but good.
Of course. I'll tell you what I told Tanya just recently. Nerves are normal, part of the competition. So you've been preparing for this. I've heard your pitch before. It's going to be amazing. So we have your slides ready. And it looks like you can go into a presentation or slideshow mode so that they are full screen for you. And while you do that, I will let you know what the exact kind of rules are. So you'll have 3 minutes to begin your pitch. The time will start as soon as you begin speaking. If you happen to hit that time, I will politely interrupt just to let you know. So that you can finish up in the next sentence or 2. So without further ado, Christina, unless you have any questions or issues.
I do. I'm sorry. I can't. Where do I go to get it to present?
Oh, there is a slideshow button up at the top, it looks like, near the share button. It's like grayed out, which you could hit there. And if that's not working...
This is a silly question. Do I have to have the PDF open for it to work, or should it just automatically go?
No, it should be able to automatically go. If it's not going for you there, clicking it, you can try hitting that present button that is still in StreamYard and going to slides and PDFs in the drop-down menu that will appear. And then add a file from your computer, and you can upload that directly, your deck from your PDF, if that tries to work.
So this, okay. I am so sorry.
No problem. You can go ahead and take care of that. And while you work on that, I can actually go ahead and talk a little bit about this whole pitch process, which is a really fascinating thing. So for anyone who might have been watching this whole time and you see the pitches, you're very interested in it, and you're feeling maybe a little inspired or maybe a little nervous in kind of a good way, well, that's exactly how every finalist here once felt. WomanUp and Pitch is a supportive, high-energy experience designed to help entrepreneurs grow, connect, and compete for real funding. So if you want in next year, you can fill out an interest form, and we'll be able to keep you in the link when applications open up. You should see that link in the chat, and you can also see it on screen here with miwf.org/pitch 2026. So again, that's miwf.org/pitch 2026. All right, Christina, are you still having any little technical snafus?
It's wanting to do it as a PDF document.
That should be fine. You can do a PDF document.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. You know, it's the thing with virtual pitches is there's always a chance that something might pop up. So you should be able to see it kind of either processing or loading. Do you see it like kind of popping up?
So I can see it on this screen, but it looks different than how we did in the practice. Like it's not letting me do any of the buttons.
Interesting. It looks like it's maybe screen sharing actually. Are you able to click on this screen where it is and like move it around, or is it just this kind of image?
It's just that that's like what it downloaded was that image.
I see. Is there another document that might be different than that?
Let me try. I'll do, yes.
Perfect. So no problem. We can take a little bit, and then if we're not able to figure it out, we can have you work on your pitch from here, just without the visual aid, which is no problem, since the main thing that we're listening to is you actually talking. So good thing our sound is working. So again, you should see a present button near the bottom, which you click. There's a drop-down menu that you'll see appear with slides and PDFs at the top, and you want to add a file from your computer.
Yep, it says it's uploading it now.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much again for being here, Christina, and for starting us off. So no worries about a little technical snafu. We've actually had more than one tonight. It's all part of the virtual game. So no worries. We had someone earlier who could not hear any of our judges, which was something fun to work with for sure. All right, so we'll have it uploaded and be able to present in just a moment. And Christina, where are you currently pitching from?
I am in Grand Rapids in my house.
Excellent. I'm sure we have a lot of people from Grand Rapids, and to everyone else who's in the chat right now, I encourage you guys also to reach out. Let us know where you're from. We have one of our wonderful volunteers, Julia Elliott, who's probably been interacting with you guys. So go ahead and plug in where you guys are from so we can see. One of the furthest that I've heard we've ever gotten was someone actually watching from Ireland, if you can believe that. So hopefully there's someone who can break that record right now. Now, Christina, is it still currently uploading right now?
It does say uploading still.
Okay, does it have like a loading bar or anything?
It does. It's got a circle. It is over halfway.
Over halfway, okay. Well, we'll take a little bit more time just so we can try to make sure we get there. And in the worst case scenario, we'll just have to have you start without it. And if I see it pop in, I might add it really quickly so we can begin. But in the meantime, I can just say that I want to thank again our sponsors, our partner sponsor who's been able to help us put this on for many years, Consumers Energy Foundation. They've been a long-standing teammate of ours. And this year we also are thanking our other sponsors, Comerica Bank and Schoolcraft College. If you guys want to check our website, miwf.org/pitch2026, you can find details for all the rest of our pitches, which are every Tuesday this month. Next, we'll be having Mid-Michigan, followed by Bay City. And we will actually be having an in-person food-based statewide pitch at Schoolcraft College, which is in Livonia, kind of in the southeast Michigan area. Our food-based pitchers will be there live, and they will have samples as well. So it's a great reason to go ahead and make that trip down there. Now, Christina, at this time, we do need to keep us on schedule.
That's okay.
How close is it?
It says it's all the way done. Like it says it's processing.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to tee you off. You can go ahead and start your pitch. Okay. It did just appear, but it looks like it might still be having that air of just being an image.
That's
all right,
okay.
Well, I'll leave it up so it's familiar to you. But at this time, you can go ahead and start. The floor is yours. What we came here to hear is your pitch. So it's okay if we don't have the deck to go with it.
Thank you.
But you have 3 minutes to go, and the timer will start as soon as you begin. So go ahead, take a deep breath, shake off this little technical issue. It's not a big deal. And whenever you're ready, you can begin.
All my life, I have always wanted to fly. Back in 2015, Zeal was just an idea, born out of my own experience with movement and the realization that traditional gyms weren't built for most people. They weren't built for different body types, different abilities, different income levels, or different seasons of life. I believed that fitness could be more playful and more fun, and frankly, a little bit more human, and a lot more fun than walking on the treadmill. Launched in 2018 in a shared space, we quickly outgrew it, moving into our own studio in 2019 and then doubling our square footage in 2025 to continue to meet demand. Today, Zeal is an inclusive alternative fitness studio in Grand Rapids offering pole and aerial-based movement. But what really makes Zeal different isn't our equipment, it's our culture. At Zeal, we focus on play over perfection. We tell our clients to replace I can't with I can't yet. People cheer for each other mid-class. Adults are encouraged to be silly again. And because of that, confidence soars alongside strength, flexibility, and mental resilience. And that approach works. Our average member stays with us for 2 years, and many stay 4 or longer. That kind of retention is rare in the fitness industry, and it's because people don't just work out at Zeal, they really belong here. The boutique fitness industry is growing, and Grand Rapids is the perfect place for it. We serve a young, active population with limited competition. Financially, Zeal has been profitable and resilient, with projected revenue growing to $500,000 in 5 years. But right now, I am at a crossroads that many small business owners face. As Zeal has grown, I have been pulled back into our daily operations, answering emails, managing schedules, handling sales, just trying to keep up. And while we are surviving, we are not growing in the way that I know that we could. 2 of our most impactful and promising community programs, our youth programming and our private events, have been put on the back burner because I simply don't have the capacity to lead them strategically. That's why I'm seeking funding from Michigan Women Forward to create a full-time client manager position. This role would handle daytime sales, parent communication, youth program marketing, and private event coordination, areas where we are currently missing opportunities. Within 6 months, this role will become self-sustaining due to new revenue. This position hasn't existed yet because we can't afford to hire someone full-time yet. Taking these tasks off of my plate will help me to step into my true role as a founder, leading strategically, expanding access, and building what's next, which includes more locations and a conference. But none of that is possible without strong operational leadership. Zeal exists because movement changes lives, physically, mentally, and socially. With the right support, we can reach more people, break down more barriers, and continue creating a place where everyone is invited to show up exactly as they are and fly. Thank you.
Pardon me for being muted there, Christina. You did absolutely amazing. You finished at 2 minutes and 59 seconds. So you're right there on the line. You were able to cover everything. And great job. If I were just listening, I wouldn't have been able to tell at all that anything had kind of gone wrong with doing the presentation. So you did a great job. You really controlled your nerves there. Well done.
Thanks.
And thank you so much for finishing us off with a bang. So now we will leave 5 minutes for the judges here to ask you any questions. We'll start here with Emily, then go to Hannah, and then finish with Heather.
Hey, Christina, great job and
Well, thank you.
congratulations. Definitely sounds like a fun studio, something I for sure would love to try out. Can you tell us more of your vision for this manager position? I mean, are we talking like part-time, and what would that role look like?
Yeah, so I currently have someone part-time and we need to move into that full-time role. There is just the demand is so great. And again, with vision moving forward, to be able to have that person there every day, like I said, our youth program is a big one. Parents have lots of questions, and that takes up a lot of my time. And that's an area that we want to continue to grow. And having this person there, and again, too, for the events as well. We do a lot of bachelorette parties. So it's a lot of that kind of day-to-day answering those phone calls, reaching out to people, reminding them to sign their waivers and things like that. So this person would take on those responsibilities, and it would be
gotcha, in the office Monday through Friday kind of thing, 9 to 5. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Christina.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Christina. Great job. I have to say that I have been to your studio before myself, and I really enjoyed myself. Nice. So thank you very much for all that you're doing for the community. I had a question that's actually kind of related to your business plan. I was wondering where's the majority of your revenue coming from? Do you list classes, each day of the week you have a certain class and they fill up, and so each person pays a drop-in fee? I know you do events, but I just wanted a little more clarity on like where the majority of your revenue comes from.
Yeah, so we do memberships, and so we have people. When I first opened Zeal, I was a new mom, and so to go to a class every Tuesday at 5 was not something that I could do, and so we became the first studio in the area that was not session based. So people can come to class on Tuesday, and they can also come to class on Thursday, or they can switch up their weeks. So we do run weekly classes, and we have about 40 classes right now, and we go Sunday through Thursday evenings and then Saturday mornings.
Okay. So, and the memberships are monthly, like a monthly fee base, and you have a certain number of classes you can attend or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. So
Cool.
we have unlimited membership options, but then we also do like a punch pass. So someone could come for like, if they want to come once a week, that's our best deal. It's $99 to come once a week.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome. Hi, Christina. It's very clear that you're a seasoned business owner because you were able to pivot very quickly during this stressful situation. And honestly, I would not have been able to tell. You were great. You were very clear. So nice job overcoming that.
Thanks. It worked in our practice, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what business owners are constantly doing, right? So my question is, so you currently have a part-time manager.
Yes, that is
Will
correct.
the 10,000 like supplement that salary? So will that person move to full-time and then?
Yeah, so that is a very interesting question. So that person currently has a full-time job. And so they are working a full-time job as well as this position. And so it would have to be a discussion as, are you ready to leave your full-time job to pursue this full-time?
So will this be another person then in addition to that? So it'll be like, you'll be getting a person and a half?
Well, it would depend on if that person wants the job. Because if that person wants the job, then it would become theirs. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Excellent. Well, Christina, again, great job. You did absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for wrapping up the last of our finalists for West Michigan. It was wonderful, and you really did well. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you. You can head out of StreamYard and go back to the Zoom waiting room where we'll hear from you soon.
Thanks.
All right. Well, judges, that was absolutely amazing. That was the last of our finalists tonight. So now you three have the very difficult job of having to go to the secret teams meeting with Carolyn and Kenneth and actually narrow down who are our top 3 winners of the night. I don't envy you that. And of course, I want to thank you all so much for participating here and volunteering and being part of this role. We really couldn't make this happen without you being part of it. So again, thank each and every one of you so much. All right. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I know the judges are going to have a hard time, but I'm sure everyone else now is equally excited for their portion of the event, which is the Audience Choice Award. So as you can see here, we have a giant QR code. You can go ahead and scan that, and it should take you, I'll do it with you, to a Google form document. It should say WomanUp and Pitch West Michigan competition at the top, asking you who should get that $1,000 Audience Choice Award. You can only vote for one of the 10 finalists that we've seen this evening. At this point, I will put the QR code up there in the corner so that we can still talk about the great things that I also want to bring up here. Now, none of this would be possible here without our premier sponsor, Consumers Energy Foundation. I want to show you a little video that talks a little bit about the impact that they made. And then we'll hear from someone directly from Consumers who can share more of that info with us.
When you think about caring for your community, what comes to mind? Maybe it's improving education or encouraging workforce development, fighting hunger or eliminating homelessness, preserving the environment, or supporting the arts. Consumers Energy has been giving back to Michigan for well over a century, and since 1990, we have been helping local communities grow and thrive through the Consumers Energy Foundation. Last year, Consumers Energy, our charitable foundation, employees and retirees gave over $11 million to Michigan nonprofit organizations. We're investing in what's most important to Michigan, its people, our planet, and Michigan's prosperity. The Consumers Energy Foundation is committed to ensuring all Michigan residents thrive economically and have access to world-class educational resources. We're focused on creating grants that protect and strengthen the health and sustainability of our state's land, water, and air. And we're dedicated to ensuring Michigan's businesses and communities are growing with world-class resources. For more information on how the Consumers Energy Foundation is caring for our communities, visit consumersenergy.com/foundation.
That was excellent. Well, here with us this evening is Victoria Rombach, Manager of Energy Assistance and Outreach with Consumers Energy Foundation. Just going to say a few words. Welcome, Victoria. Did you enjoy listening to the pitches?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I don't know about you, but I am feeling so inspired and just really enjoyed hearing just the huge variety of all the different pitches. So thank you to everyone who participated. Um, I am honored to join you again as we celebrate the entrepreneurial talent represented here tonight. And it's really inspiring to see how the Consumers Energy Foundation's support for Michigan Women Forward comes to life through this competition. At Consumers Energy, we are dedicated to ensuring that Michigan businesses and communities are growing and thriving. And this includes creating opportunities for entrepreneurs who bring critical new ideas to the table, like those we were fortunate to see here this evening. What we witness here reflects that commitment in action. Tonight marks the culmination of significant work. Entrepreneurs from across Michigan have spent months refining their business plans, working with mentors, and preparing to pitch. Their commitment reflects the strength and determination we associate with Michigan's small business community. Consumers Energy Foundation is proud of our longstanding support of Michigan Women Forward. For more than 3 decades, we have contributed over $2.5 million to the Michigan Women Forward, primarily supporting the WomanUp and pitch competition and other essential programs offered through this organization. Our support for MWF reflects our broader commitment to Michigan's female entrepreneurs and small businesses statewide. We believe in the power of women-led businesses to drive innovation and economic growth. Thank you to all the finalists for sharing your vision and plans for growth. Your preparation and hard work were evident, and they will carry you forward. You are making a meaningful difference in positioning our state for a strong and prosperous future.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Victoria. And thank you again for being here tonight and for being a part of MWF and our work. And of course, thank you to Consumers Energy Foundation, who without them, these competitions and so many other support services would not be possible. We'll look forward to hearing more from you once we have our winners selected. Next, I'd like to introduce someone to talk about MWF and what exactly we do. It's our Director of Lending, Tamara Jackson-Gatewood. Hi, Tamara. How are you? Have you enjoyed the pitches?
Hello. How are you, Gabe?
I'm doing excellent. It's been a wonderful night here with the West Michigan pitches. I know you worked for a while at our Grand Rapids office as well, so you're a little familiar.
Yep.
How are you doing?
Yeah, actually I am, and I'm working out of Grand Rapids today. So yep, still here at the office.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I'm feeling the love. It's like I have my DNA right here in Grand Rapids with everything else. Yep. So it's been a good night. I mean, I cannot get enough. I say this all the time because I never can get enough of just watching everyone's ideas just come to life. And just, I'm just excited that they allow us to just have a peek into their world a bit and just give us an opportunity to just enjoy their creativity, and to the extent that they can make money from their creativity in a way that they could possibly even sustain it, over time, is pretty remarkable. So
well said.
yeah.
Excellent.
Well, good. Well, again, to everyone out in the universe, again, my name is Tamara Jackson Gatewood, Director of Lending here at MWF. And wow, if you're anything like Gabe and myself, you have your notes in hand. You probably have your favorites. You put them in the chat. Definitely felt oohs and ahs. And for some of you that probably had more of a natural affinity towards some that you businesses that you had a little bit more closer to, probably naturally genuinely had a tear or two, and we get that. And so congratulations to all of the entrepreneurs. Before I dive in, I also want to pause and give a huge thank you to our sponsors, Consumers Energy Foundation, Comerica Bank, and Schoolcraft College. Your partnership makes all of this possible. The coaching, the competitions, and the capital that fuels these incredible businesses. We truly could not do any of this without you. Now, let's talk about lending at MWF. Michigan Women's Foundation was founded in 1986 by Mary Jo Pulte and 30 determined women who saw a problem and refused to accept it. At that time, only 3% of philanthropic dollars were going to causes that improve the lives of women and girls. So they said, not on our watch. Fast forward to today, and that same bold, solutions-driven energy is alive and well in our lending work. Because over the years, we learned something powerful. So many women, and especially women and entrepreneurs of color, weren't short on ideas, talent, or hustle. They were short on access to capital, access to trusted guidance, and access to someone saying, yes, we believe in you and we're willing to invest in you. And that's why MWF became a community development financial institution, or CDFI. And what that means is simple but mighty. We lend where others won't. We look beyond a credit score to see the whole entrepreneur, and we meet people where they are and help them level up. Through our lending, we invest in women and entrepreneurs who are building real businesses, creating jobs, growing neighborhoods, and laying the foundation for generational wealth. And here's the part that I love the most. Our capital is never just a check. It comes with coaching, with technical assistance, and with real people walking alongside you as you grow. So when you see these finalists tonight, what you're seeing isn't just a pitch competition. You're seeing our future pipeline. These are entrepreneurs who dared to dream and then did the work, who showed up, refined their ideas, sharpened their numbers, and stood in their confidence. At MWF, we like to say, we don't just move Michigan women forward, we move Michigan forward. Because when women win, families win. And when entrepreneurs thrive, communities thrive. And when opportunity is expanded, everyone benefits. So to every finalist tonight, we see you, we believe in you. And whether you leave with a prize tonight or not, you are already part of something bigger. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey, and thank you all for being here to cheer them on. Gabe, let's keep this energy going. Have a good night.
Thank you, Tamara. Thank you so much for being here to speak about everything that MWF does. And I agree with her. Let's keep this energy going. Speaking of everything that MWF does, a big part of our history has been this pitch competition. We are now on the 14th year of it, if you can believe it. We actually have a special video to talk a little bit about all of the years and experience that has gone into making WomanUp and Pitch happen, with an interview that I did with the former lead head of Pitch, Elizabeth Drain, formerly known as Ellie, who some of you might be familiar with if you've watched Pitch before. Let's see. Well, Ellie, thank you so much for joining us. You have been leading WomanUp and Pitch for an incredibly long time. You've really kind of set the standard for all of our virtual pitches. And I wanted to be able to sit down with you and kind of talk about your experience. Can you tell me, how long have you been running WomanUp and Pitch now?
Yeah, so I started with MWF in 2014. And at the time, the pitch was only happening in Southeast Michigan. So I do recall at one point going over there during my first year with MWF and watching it, kind of seeing how it goes and how it operates, because that was in preparation for in 2015, we were going to do it for the first time in West Michigan. In 2017, another region was added, another competition in the Jackson, Michigan area, so kind of that mid-Michigan area. So then we went from 2 up to 3, and then the pandemic hit, right? COVID hit. And so in 2021, we started doing them virtually. So we were doing 3 competitions at the time: West Michigan, Southeast Michigan, and then the Mid Michigan. And then in 2022, we added the statewide food competition, virtual in its first year, unfortunately, because then we, had that, oh no, we want to sample. All of these sound way too good to not sample.
Yeah.
So then in 2023, we started doing that in person. And then just last year, so that would have been 2025, we had the addition of the Bay City region competition. So it's a lot of fun. Different businesses. Each year, the pitch has a different feel to it. You have a whole new group of people, 40 to 50 new finalists. And they're just, they each bring something different and something unique. And I will say it's really fun when our workshop facilitators, who've been doing this a very long time, say to me, every year we're just like, so impressed. Like the pitches get better and better and better. So, I think when you have kind of that external feedback too, that's a good thing. And you can really see how it's growing.
Yeah, absolutely. How have you kind of seen on a more descriptive level how the pitches have evolved over the years, whether it's the scale, the type of businesses, or just the confidence of the entrepreneurs themselves? Has there been any pattern you noticed?
Yeah, I would definitely say I think the confidence factor, and I think part of that too, just in the virtual environment, I think people are getting more and more used to using, the virtual platforms. And so I think the technology piece is something that entrepreneurs are getting more and more confident with. I also think that, the groups pitching now are at a slight advantage in that they can go back onto like our YouTube channel and check out previous years. And so I think they're, the very first group that did it, they had nothing to look at, nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. Any, particular ones that have just kind of stuck with you after all this time for businesses?
Yeah. One that always comes to mind. This was several years ago, Southeast Michigan pitch competition, Paula Tutman with Zookit. I just remember her, we had tested ahead of time and, it was working and she had like a microphone and camera and she was kind of stepping away from it while she was pitching. And it was like, okay, it works, we're good. Well, of course, when it's her turn to get on and pitch, we lose her. And by that, I mean, we could still see her and hear her, but she could not hear us. And so it was just one of those in the moment, you're like, okay, we got to make this happen. And so in the platform we use, there's a chat function. And so I just chatted and I was like, we can see you, we can hear you, start. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to start. And she did her pitch and nailed it, like that 3-minute mark, totally got it. And then the judges have questions, afterwards. And so I'm typing the judges' questions and she's reading them and answering them. I mean, just total pro in terms of, just rolling with the punches. And I was so impressed by that. Guess what? She ended up winning first place. I mean, so.
That's great.
That's one of those just, unfortunately, anything can happen. And as best as we prepare, things can still happen. And so it's good when you're able, and I feel like entrepreneurs just have this ability to kind of pivot at a moment's notice and just
Absolutely.
Go with the flow. So I thought that was a great testament to that. Some of the other ones I think that really stick out, just some fun reactions that we've had over the years because we do announce the winners live and I'm able to pull them into the stream. And it's a very sudden, basically they hear their name and boom, they're on camera. And so you get that very natural, fun reaction.
Mm-hmm. And, speaking of the pitches, after watching, at this point, hundreds of them, mm-hmm. What kind of separates, in your opinion, a good pitch from a great one?
I think preparation, passion, and knowing your numbers. So you can tell those that have prepared and practiced. And putting together a 3-minute pitch is not easy. It's not a lot of time. And so you need to be succinct. You need to make sure that you are incorporating everything that the judges are going to want to hear about, enough to convey your business to the judges and really to a larger audience as well. And so you can tell those who have practiced. So the preparation for sure. And with that also is, as you know, Gabe, the preparation of the technology too, because it may be, some people have worked with the platform before that we use and it's not a big deal. They're familiar, they know how to use it. Others haven't, and maybe they're, a little bit more uncomfortable with it. And so they've spent some more time just making sure that they're comfortable with even just the layout. Cause if something's more familiar, you do better typically, you're not, there's nothing like that fear there. So preparation is key.
Yeah, absolutely. And, if you could give every finalist who's pitching just one last piece of advice, like right before the timer starts and they begin, what would it be in that moment?
I think it's Nick Saban who says, trust the process. And so, how can you bring football into the pitch competition? Well, finalists, you have put in the work. You have prepared, so trust it. You know your business better than anybody. And that is going to come across in your pitch because, as I said, you've put in the work. You've put together that business plan. You have put together this pitch. I know you have practiced and rehearsed it so many times because you want to make sure you hit that 3-minute mark, right? So, just trust it. You've done it. Trust your training, and that will come through in your pitch.
Absolutely. And what do you hope really, what's kind of your best goal for what entrepreneurs can kind of take away from this experience? Besides, obviously, the big cash prize.
Something I would tell the entrepreneurs whenever we had like our kind of get to know you meet and greet meetings was we can all agree that cash prizes are amazing and that's what we want, right? But I've heard some iteration of this my entire life, probably from my mother mostly, but something to the effect of, you will get out of something what you put into it, or, what you get out of something directly mirrors the effort that you put into it. And I can't tell you how many times I have seen finalists who truly engage and want to make the most of the entire experience, because what people may not realize is it's not just the pitch itself. They are working with a coach. They're putting together a business plan. They are putting together this 3-minute pitch, and we have everyone go through a workshop to help them be able to do that. So in that workshop, a lot of times they're, kind of collaborating and working with other finalists. They get to meet other finalists that way. And so it's just like this whole process leading up to what the audience sees on the day of the pitch, right? And you can just show up to check a box and just kind of be there half-heartedly, or, you can really take advantage of the opportunity to meet other entrepreneurs, potentially in the same space as you, to interact with your coach, and so I have seen people do that. And some people have even said, I still to this day maintain contact with another finalist I met because we just totally hit it off and have been able to, just not just become friends, but like talk about business with one another. And I also know some people too have kept in contact with their coaches. To me, that's like why we do this. Yes, the money is great and that infusion of capital is fantastic, but those connections and the networks that you can form those are invaluable, really.
Now, as you're kind of like taking a bit of a step back from pitch, what kind of excites you most about where WomanUp and Pitch is headed next?
I think watching it grow even more. So over the last several years, we've introduced a couple more competitions with the statewide food competition with the Bay City region. And, I was still able this year to sort of track how many applications were coming in when the applications were open back in the fall. And I think we had the most that we have ever had submitted this year. So it's clearly something that word's getting around. People are finding out about it. They're interested and they want to be a part of it. And so I think to continue to see it grow, and with that too, it just the competition gets that much better. So it's when you have more and more businesses applying, they're kind of those applications and concept papers are like pushing each other to be better and better and better. And so I just think that's a win all around, really.
Absolutely. And, it can't be overstated just how much hard work you put into this, how much passion. There's an expression that I know is really common for research papers that build off one another, standing on the shoulders of giants as they continue to grow and expand. And you absolutely have been a giant in this program, just building something really amazing from the ground up in its way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And, Pitch Now is on its 14th annual year, and like you said, it's amazing to imagine what it could be like on its 24th. Yeah, it's absolutely, well, again, thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate you creating all of this, setting kind of the standard for how great pitch can be, and also sharing all of your thoughts and experiences from the years past. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I get a little teary-eyed watching that. It's a great message and a great story with so much that has really gone into it. But now it's the time that everybody is absolutely excited for. We are getting ready to announce the winners. Me and Victoria and Carolyn will be ready to announce our winners in just a few seconds. Let's watch a video just so you can get an idea of how exciting this is. Excellent. Well, here is Carolyn and Victoria joining us again. We're here and we're ready to announce our winners for the startup category. We have them all backstage ready for you.
Oh, that was it. It's always a hand-to-hand combat in the back with the judges. You know, they were agonizing right up into the very end, and so I know they made the right decisions. Hi, Tori. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. I'm
I can
so
hear
excited to have this really fun opportunity to present the awards tonight. So excited to be back.
Well, we could not do this without you. Consumers Energy has been a tremendous sponsor. I was just telling the judge about how important you are to this whole process and how you've believed in us and in all these women that are pitching for the last. I think it's at least been 10 years. It might be 12. I'm going to count this up.
14 is the year we're on now.
You were on year 14, but the first couple years they weren't the sponsor, but now they are.
Your sponsor, I see.
Right. Anyway, let's get going. I know everybody's excited. They certainly didn't come to hear you and me, right? So I'm going to let you tell us what we're going to announce first and hold up the prize, and I'll announce the winner.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited. We're going to start off with the startup category, and we're going to start with third place first, winning $2,500. So, okay, who are we congratulating, Carolyn?
We are congratulating Lake Michigan Beach Ice Cream and Eatery.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh, you did such a great job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Congratulations, bud.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we're all coming to see you.
Absolutely.
I'm hungry already.
That's right. You sold us.
All right. Next up, we have second place for the startup category, winning $5,000.
And the winner is Mitten Home Infusion Nurse on Demand.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. So grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, great job.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we need a drum roll. Our first place winner in the startup category, winning $10,000,
is Vibrant Wellness.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Great job. Great job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're
so
very proud of you. Can't wait to see how this goes. You've got to come back and tell us about it.
Definitely. Thank you again so much.
Thank
Great
you.
job. Congrats.
For money.
All right, and now after a short video, we'll hear from our established category. And I just want to say congratulations to all of our startup category. Any of you who have not placed will still be winning $500, courtesy of Consumers Energy Foundation, our great sponsor.
I started about 12 years ago in Cedar Springs and had a small studio up there where I live. And it just kept growing and growing and growing, and we couldn't find a space big enough up in the Cedar Springs area. We now have this beautiful, huge location with 3 stage-sized rooms that offer plenty of space for our dancers to grow and our business to grow. Our plan is to grow our sensory-friendly program, which is one of the only in Kent County, and it's something that we're very passionate about. And when I found our amazing teacher, Emily Stahl, who has that training in both dance and her physical adaptive education, I couldn't have been more excited, because that is something that is not easy to find in the world of dance. And I just really wanted to be able to offer our philosophy at Evolve is everybody is included. Everybody is welcome, no matter your age, your experience, your abilities. We want everybody to feel like this is home and a comfort, safe space for them. Michigan Women Forward was a great asset. I have used their assistance in many areas, both with the microloan program, but also the Pitch Award grant that I won 2nd place 2 years ago for our sensory friendly program, to be able to offer that, accommodate those dancers with specialized equipment, hire a teacher that is very well qualified, and those children deserve just as much of a space to be free and have fun and use the arts to express themselves. And that is something that I wanted to find a safe space for them to do. Being a person who has grown up here my whole life and been in this area, not only myself, but multiple generations, this is hometown to me. I have lived here for 40 plus years. And so this is what's comfortable. And I want to bring that comfort to families. I want to bring that positivity in dance and fun and welcoming to everyone.
What a great message. Well, now we have our last but not least group of established businesses here. Carolyn, do we want to start with announcing the wonderful Audience Choice Award?
You know, I don't have it. Nobody sent it to me, so I don't have it. I don't have the Audience Choice. You're going to have to announce it, Gabe.
All right, I'll try to see if I can live up to your announcing skills. I know you've honed them very well.
Yeah, you got to really go.
Well, I can tell you this is a really tight one. It was very exciting. Our winner of the $1,000 Audience Choice Award, that was a vote between all 10 finalists, is Tanya Moyer of Black
Thank you. Thank you to everybody who voted. I appreciate you.
You're an audience favorite. I could tell. That's great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You know, one of the things that the judges said was that every single person who pitched tonight was a winner. So if you didn't win first prize, or you didn't win the Audience Choice, or whatever it is, every single one of you, we're one of 200 people. So you've already climbed a big mountain and are standing at the top of it. So
well said, and congratulations, Tanya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great job.
All right, and now we can get to the main prizes of the top 3 in our established category.
All right, thank you. All right, so to kick us off, we have our $2,500 winner of 3rd place for the established. Who are we celebrating with, Carolyn?
We're celebrating Naturally You Aesthetics Medical Spa.
Thank you guys so much. What a wonderful experience. I'm really happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great job.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
Tatiana. Well earned.
Meet you soar.
Thank you.
Good. Isn't this fun, Tori? Don't you have the
Oh my
best
gosh.
job here tonight?
I'm coming back every year. This is great.
Yeah.
So fun. I
love
have
it.
to say, though, I don't envy the judges.
Yeah.
They had a tough job to play, so tough role.
They did.
Okay, next up we have our 2nd place winner of $5,000 in the established category.
And the winner is Education Beyond the Classroom.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to continue this work across West Michigan. Thank you.
Congratulations. Great job.
You can't wait. You keep us posted.
I
Congratulations,
will.
Michelle.
And
All right.
drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Our number 1 first place winner of $10,000 in the established category.
On It Solutions. You have to yell and scream. We can't see you.
I'm glad my technology failed now.
Well, it's funny because we can hear it, so we can kind of use our imagination of just how excited you are. But congratulations, Laura. Well deserved. You did an absolutely amazing job. There you are.
There you are.
All right.
Thank
Can you
you so much.
recreate how you looked when you heard you won?
Did you hear my dog bark as well? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is my first prize. This means so much to my business, and thank you for this opportunity.
Well, you'll always, just like you'll always be an Olympian, you will always be a first place business plan and pitch competition winner.
All right.
Well served. Congratulations.
Good. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, tonight for this wonderful evening. Thank you, especially Consumers Energy. We could not do this without you. And the rest of our sponsors, Comerica Bank and School Prep College. You make this all possible for all of these, all 200 of the people who applied, and the whole process. It really means a lot. Thanks to everybody behind the scenes. Gabe, you always do a great job. Somebody said you've been doing this a really long time, and I didn't have the heart to tell them that this was only your second one. So yes, you have been doing it a long time, and you're very, very good at it. So if you enjoyed tonight, I want everybody to tune in same time next Tuesday, February 17th, for the Mid-Michigan Regional Competition. So it's a business plan and pitch competition for everybody in Mid-Michigan. So join us. We'll be here, and I hope you will be too.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, yay!